Hi, this is Mahesh Ravi. In this video, we're going to look at how to create a breakout banner. So breakout banner is kind of a web banner that you use usually to advertise on a website. A breakout banner is where one component or one element of the banner breaks out of the frame of that particular banner and floats around on the screen to give a more immersive experience to the user. This improves the traction and will invite more users and their attention to that particular banner. So while talking about web banner, this is a basic anatomy and these are the main components of a web banner. So you will have brand awareness, which actually shows which brand you are advertising it for. You will have a value proposition in that banner which urges the user to buy or visit the site. And there will definitely be a call to action where you want the user to respond to. It could be a website, it could be a phone number, it could be a button that they can click and go and visit a website. So once you understand the basic anatomy of it, we are going to create a banner and we are going to create one component which floats out of the frame to create a very interesting and unique experience to the users. So let's get started and we'll create a new high definition document and we'll click on a new preset and open that. So we have a document right here, which is open in Photoshop. So I'm going to bring in the website where I want to create this ad, or I want to float this ad on. So I'm going to go to File and click on Place Embedded, take on the image. So we have it right now. And what I want to do is that I want to create an advertisement on this website, but it's also something which is floating. So I don't want to confine it to a particular space. One element should float out of that frame and interact with these elements, right? So I'm going to create a new document and I'm going to create a banner. So these are the standard sizes of banners out there. There is leaderboard, which actually comes up or appears on top of a website. And there is a half page banner, which appears on the sides. And there are boxes like medium rectangles and large rectangles. So you can choose any of the size depending on your need. So I'm going to go with 300, 600, a half page banner. So I'm going to create a document on that, 300, 600. Click create, and so we can just check it how this is going to appear when our banner comes in. So we just drag and drop it here and we can see that the banner comes in like this, which is perfectly what we need. Now we are going to focus on the design of the banner first. So I'm going to go in and make a very, very simple design. We have our design ready for the web banner. And as you can see, we have the brand awareness, we have the value proposition, and we have a call to action right here. And we want the users to click this. Now what we need to add is we need to add one element, that one element which will actually move out of the frame and would not be confined in this space. So what I was thinking of is to add a car model driving into, so sort of I want it to appear on the website and it should drive into this slot of the ad. Okay, so what I need to do is I want a car to appear somewhere around here and it should drive in and it should get into the space. That particular animation will lead the user into this ad. So we need a component. We need to bring in that element. So I'm going to take in, I'm going to find an element that actually works. So let's open up an image. So I have an image of the OD4 right here. I'm going to use this as my floating component. So there needs to be a couple of corrections done before we actually take it to the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this element. I'm going to remove the white area from here. So I'm going to take the magic wand tool and select the white around it. Maybe we can increase the tolerance a little bit to make sure that our selection is smooth. I'm going to go to 15 and I'm going to click it and it actually works. So I'm going to delete the background, select this area and delete that as well. So we have a transparent car right now. So what I'm going to do now is to separate these tires, right? So I want those tires in a separate layer. So to do that, I'm going to select the elliptical tool. I'm going to select just the tires from here. So you need to make a careful selection of the tires. I'm going to just layer where cut and I do the same thing for this car tire as well. And layer. Those as new layers. Let's rename that. So we have the car, we have the tire 1, and tire 2. Now I'm going to go to image. I'm going to rotate the image and flip it horizontally. So this is the way that we want it. Now to do this animation, we can do this in Photoshop, but I want a slightly advanced animation to be happening in this. So I'm going to take it to After Effects. I'm going to do that there. So, and let's save that car as a separate PSD file with layers on it. I'm going to save it. So we have that saved. Now we can save the rest of it as a separate layer without the car layer. So I'm going to just delete all of that as a PSD again. So let's call it background. We are going to bring the two images or two PSD files that we have saved from Photoshop into After Effects so that we can complete the animation here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to import the two PSD files that we made. One was just the background and one was the car. So when we are importing this, we have to make sure that we are importing it as a composition, and we don't want to create a composition based on this, but we are importing that as a composition. So background is a composition. Let's import the car also. So we are going to car, and we need to make sure that it's we are importing this as a composition. Otherwise, it's going to be merged and it will come as one layer. So click open. So we have both of this in here. So before we start animating this, before we start putting the car into the background, so just open the background and we'll see. So we have the background right here. Let me just zoom in a bit. Here we have the background. We have the banner, which is right here. You can see that here. So now we need to bring in the car element in here. But before we bring in that, we need to separately animate the tires of the car, right? So I'm going to open the car composition. So we have that right here, and we have three layers here. One is the car, and one is tire 1 and tire 2. So what I'm going to do is we need to change or animate the rotation of these wheels. So we have to make sure that the anchor points are set to the anchor point or the middle of the tire. Otherwise, the animation is going to be pretty weird when you're rotating it. So I'm going to go to tire. The anchor points are correct. It's exactly at the axial center of the tire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to rotate, click a rotation here, and we will go to maybe 4 seconds. I will change this to 2. So basically what happens is that it will make the rotations like that here. So it's just going pretty smoothly. So we need to repeat the same thing there in tire 2. So I'm going to go to a rotation, and let's go to the 4-second mark. And this is also, we're going to change it to 2. So the tires are going to move like this. So we have animated the tires of the car. Now we need to bring the car and put it onto the main composition, the background, and we need to animate the motion and the position of the car so that it appears on the website and it drives itself to the banner location. So let's go to the background, and we are going to go here and take the car and drop it right in here. So we have the car coming in here, so we can position it where we want it. So I want it to appear somewhere here when the animation is starting or when the website is loading up. And for 4 seconds, the tire is going to move. So we can say that I'm going to go to car and click on P to bring the position modifier. So I'm going to click on P, and by second fourth, it should be arriving in here. Now this is how the animation happens. So we can add a fade in here right now, so it needs to slowly appear here. So I'm going to go and I will go to the opacity, make sure that's at 0 when the animation is starting, and about here it should slowly appear. So it is going to just appear like that. It's going to drive itself to this area. So this looks pretty neat. And now if you feel that the speed of the tire spinning is not matching with the speed of the movement of the car, We can always go back to the car layer. So just open this up and it's going to open our animation that we have done. So we can increase the rotation values here. So if I go to tire 1 and we change the rotation to, so we have given 2 here. So I'm going to change it to maybe 4. We can do that on the second tire as well. You can come back to the background and now the tires are going to spin a little more faster, which makes more sense. While exporting, what you need to pay attention to is to export it without a background and with an alpha channel in it. So you're going to turn off the background. Now you're going to just get the animation here and you go to composition, add to render queue. What we need to do is click on the lossless option and change RGB to RGB plus alpha, which is going to preserve the transparency of this video. So when you're sending it to the website where you want this ad to be featured, they can immediately embed that in with ease without a background. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I will see you soon with another video. Till then, bye and take care.